have to ask this question since we have a Moroccan artist here and we've got taught it. I have to ask this. Like, there's obviously a little bit of a divide between North Africa and the rest of the region, right? Like, there's always going to be this thing where a lot of North African artists, and Rita, I know you feel this acutely, sometimes feel like you're shut out of the conversation or ignored. Is it just something that we as fans are kind of observing and it's not that deep? What does that kind of look like from y'all's perspective of how do we bring everybody together? Do we bring everybody, like serving different audiences between North African artists and like Shami artists and Khaliji artists?
It's a bit of a hard question actually, because it's hard to know the impact on such a huge region, to be honest. But I'm Moroccan and I've always felt like the Moroccan scene was just separate, and I felt like, okay, well, people want to separate us, but that's fine, because even separated we are doing amazing. And so I've noticed we're not always part of the conversation. I think we shouldn't try to represent like so many countries that it just doesn't make sense. We're so different as well. It's amazing to try to represent everyone, but if sometimes things are different and some things hit differently, I think that's also fine, because I would rather see an industry thrive and be celebrated for what it is than try to get on like some boat and it being changed because people don't understand it.
Do you have an idea of what needs to change to help you in your sectors flourish?
I mean, we've talked about this so many times. Self-orientalization. It would help if we stopped making parodies of ourselves. We don't like belly dance at any given occasion. Obviously, we've seen how the Latin scene has flourished and exploded on the US market in the world, like #1 artist, Bad Bunny. Like, that was crazy to see. And I think our scene is getting really inspired by that, which is amazing. We should be inspired by celebrating our culture. But I followed how Latin icons came to rise like in the past 10 years, and I don't think they have made parodies of themselves or tried to change themselves to appeal to an audience that doesn't understand them. They had their audience and it was so strong that that's what made them go so big. And I think maybe our focus should be less into pleasing the Western eye and making people understand us, but just being like, well, we understand each other so much that you have no other choice than to understand us too. And if you don't, that's fine.